Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're with us on this Friday morning. Got a big show lined up, some giveaways here. But first, let's get started with our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. It's getting up in the 80s. How about an 83 today and a low of 67? Some really nice weather. It's going to be windy, and we'll get to that in a minute. But let's look at the water temperature at the end of the pier. Hanging in there, 70 degrees, 70.3 to be exact. So it's been that way all week long. Had that little bump in the early part of the week, and it went up and it came right back down. And what a great testimonial as far as these currents we talk about. That's sort of interlocked, and they sort of interlocked with the water, and a warm current has just come through, and that's what it read that high today. So that always fascinated me. Our river readings brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Good folks down there, and some good refreshments with the good Coca-Colas and a good Sprite and whatever else you like. But I enjoy having them on as a sponsor. Good folks down there, like I was saying. The highest part of the river reading has been already behind us. So you can see the Apalachicola Bluntstown going down. It's right now 9.4 and a good slow steady drop there in the Bluntstown reading. The Caryville reading at the Choctaw River 6.1, and like we said yesterday, it is level out. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. High tide this morning at 11:07. And coming in strong, but it's actually going to be going out strong. Low tide is going to be tonight at 10, 20, and 23, sort of flip. But that wind, they're calling for south-southeast between 15 to 20. So it's going to be a strong wind coming south-southeast. So be careful about that in a small boat. Let's go and do our fishing game times in this segment here on Friday. Brought to us by our good folks down at Blue Water Outrigger, George Duran and the staff. They have a lot of good quality products in that store. If you haven't had a chance to visit, you'll be amazed at how much stuff they have in there. Our time, 1:25 to 3:25 this morning, and 1:51 to 3:51 this afternoon. I'm going about a tide real quick. That high tide, I've always loved that high tide in the middle of the day. It's corresponded with our full moon. Man, I hope you've got to see the full moon we've had this week. It's been spectacular. All right, but that's interesting, that midday full tide. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Our pictures are sort of piled up on us, having our guests and all. We have some really special guests this weekend, but the only bad thing about those is we don't get to show a lot of the pictures you send in, so we're going to get caught up on those and some really good ones. Let's start with this one right here. A closing weekend gobbler sent to us by Jim Kelly. Good morning, Winston. Got one closing weekend on public land with my 410. Very thankful for the hunting time with my father-in-law, W.C., and close friend, John Peterson, and learning from them. Time to roll into fly fishing. Take care of Jim. And talking about W.C. Harlow, I told him he's learning from one of the very best around. So here, what a great picture out there on public land. What a good job, Jim Kelly. Okay, over there in Freeport. Okay, this is at my, check out these pelicans. They were flying the other day. Well, it was actually yesterday, I said the other day, and they were flying in to get some, I noticed some bait fish out there. Okay, so anyway, let me move to this one. So here's a hole, okay, so now this is, okay, so they're getting up, they're watching their pattern. Animals and birds have patterns, so they're gonna come up, they're flying against the wind, they're gonna make a big circle. This is all natural. I took my phone, ran out on the patio when I saw what they were doing. Okay, they're gonna stay low now. Make sure they see the bait fishes. All right, keep on going. Okay, they're gonna get some heights. Well, this is so cool. I mean, it looks like they put on a show for me. A little bit of height on it. Okay, are they there? They're okay. There's the bait fish. Boom, boom. Is that not cool nature right there? And they both. I just wanted to share that with you. You know, so much nature goes on and around us. A lot of times we don't have time to sort of sit back and watch it. I just happen to catch it at a good time. And the bait fish now, that's a very good sign. We'll talk about it there in the fishing report. The bait fish are coming up into the bay, and the pelicans know that. So that's cool. All right, let's move on. Coming up, The Bayou Bash is coming up next weekend, right here. Next weekend, the Bayou Bash. We've had the ladies on talking about it. Okay, right here. And then here's the details on it. Always the first weekend of May. So I will be down there. In fact, I'm going to fish. I'm not going to, well, I'm going to pompano fish. This is funny. Okay. we need to put this on the cars. Okay, the passing lane's on the left side, the slow lane's on the right side, and believe it or not, you have blinkers on both sides. Most people are good about it, but there's some folks that really need to read that. Doug Williams sent this to me, that teen court. This is going to be next Tuesday. If some kids need some time, they put in some volunteer hours. Check this out, the teen court office on 11th Street. This is something really good, okay? So check out, I'm gonna give you that phone number if you wanna call Suzanne Cox, okay? This is a really good volunteer hours, and they do a lot of good things, okay? At the teen court program. Coming up, I'm gonna throw out some dates that I know it's sort of ways off, but these are some traditional tournaments they have. The Gollywhopper is gonna be at Mexico Beach on June the 22nd, the Gollywhopper, and it's Red Snapper, King Mackerel, and Grouper. That's an annual one they have there. Okay, on May 18th, out here, the Ship's Chandler and Nick's Seafood over there in Destin, the Ship's Chandler in Destin and Nick's Seafood in Freeport are sponsoring a spot tournament. So you check that out with them, and it'll be, go by Nick's Seafood and get some good food and check them, find out more details on it. $100 per angler. Okay, this was last week. They had the FWC actually hosted the state championship. I showed you the picture of Choctawhatchee. I just want to show you, like I said, the first place team was Choctawhatchee High School at Fort Walton Beach, and that was so good. But look at the middle school, the second place, Fort Walton Beach team, and the first place was a team out of Shalimar. So congratulations over there to the, and then look down at the elementary school, second place, way there at the bottom, next to the bottom, Destin Elementary. So someone out over there doing an amazing job with the program and for the archery. It takes people in the community to do that. I'd like to touch base with some folks over there in Okaloosa County, and they're doing gung-ho. I mean, somebody's gung-ho and doing a tremendous job from elementary school to high school to see those results in a state tournament, getting the kids out. So our goal, we have nine counties here in our viewing audience. Wouldn't it be cool if all 9 counties sent a team down to the state tournament in archery? That'd be cool. Take a break, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We talk about camping and fishing and all that. And good friend Alan Shepard, who grew up in Greensboro, we hunted and fished together since we were young boys. And he over there at Henderson Beach State Park camping. He and his wife. We had a chance to have him on the show when we had a catfishing tournament and all. He's the one who catches all those big catfish. But here, send me a video. I said, send me a video now if you're catching anything. Just let's see, Wednesday of this week. 2 days ago, Henderson Beach State Park. And the rod is bending. Look how calm the water is. And his wife is doing the video, and she's doing a good job holding the camera steady, or the phone. And what's he got? Does he have a chofa, or a whiting, or does he have a pompano, or redfish? Look at here. Look at that nice pompano. Oh, good job, Alan. Love it. And he sent this one too of the, I thought this is so cool, of the, well, let's see, I don't know if I get it in bigger, but anyway, just the, I can't, there it is, let's blow it up. Just the, how beautiful the, look how many people are on the beach when he got out there that morning. Y'all see very many people there? This is at the state park. And that's why I tell y'all get up early, and get going early and catch some fish early before the crowd gets there. I mean, look all the way down the beach. There he's set up right there, and he got it by himself. And that's I love it when those kind of things happen. Thank you, Alan Shepard, and we'll be seeing you soon at that catfish tournament. We've got a couple of catfish tournaments coming up we'll talk about. let me get back to my pictures, and of course it had a. Well, it's gonna give me a. It goes in categories. If you notice, I don't have my iPad with me, and while I'm looking for the pictures, let's see. While I'm looking for the pictures, I wanted to the spring. What we're talking about springtime is about doing all kinds of things, fly fishing, all coming up. We'll be talking about that. But we had the St. Andrew Bay Watch on the other day, and I wanted to. Can't get all my pictures. Okay, they're not going to show up. I promised some folks I'd do some pictures. I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. I was going to mention the Bay Watch out of Choctawhatchee Bay. See if St. Andrew Bay can get up with Choctawhatchee Bay. And I don't know if they have a Bay Watch there. I talked to Wendy about the watch they had down there. Okay. Let me look for all photos. This normally wouldn't happen. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna. I tell you what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead before I take a commercial break. Let me change the schedule. I'm gonna do the fishing report. I have it all written down here. I'm gonna do it from right here, the famous Friday fishing report. I want to talk about first thing. Ben Steele called me up, and he had a great night. He and his father-in-law, they go fishing every chance they get, but they love to flounder together. They've been doing it a long time. They went flounder gigging the other night. I forget, it might have been Monday night or two, right before the full moon. And he was so excited about how the bay, he said, Coach, the bay was just alive. He said, just full of all kind of things. He said, he said, blue crabs, he said he'd never seen that many blue crabs. And we're talking about right out here between Shell Island and the bridge, all that area out there. He said the grass was just sort of alive and it was just moving around. The way he described it, a bunch of little bait fish out there, minnows. He said squid were all over the place. He said they hit one hole and had a squid in it, but also some little minnows were in it. He said he could see the squid eating those. It's just water, and they did get some flounder. They saw a bunch of smaller ones, which is what we've talked about in the past, how small the flounder have been. Talked to Jerry Forehand. He's going offshore and he's catching some red grouper. So that's a good report there from Jerry Forehand, and some nice red grouper. He's a good fisherman and takes a good crew out with him. Coming out of St. Joe, I've been talking to Walter, called me yesterday all excited. He'd gone fishing with a friend of his from high school. They'd gone fishing in St. Joe Bay. And what's the chance of two boys went to Jackson Academy in Jackson, Mississippi, living in the same area. His high school buddy lives in Mexico Beach and has a boat, and Walter and Wendy moved to St. Joe. So they're starting to fish, and this guy's a good fisherman, and they had a really good fishing day in St. Joe Bay, and out of the mouth of St. Joe Bay. They put in there at Mexico Beach, and they caught some really, caught a 19-inch flounder. That's not bad. Caught some trout, redfish, had a good day. St. Joe Bay is a good report coming from there. The river system is getting right. You see where it's leveled out a little bit. I'm gonna have Bill Allen coming on the show Monday, and we're gonna talk about some of the catfishing he and Bill Shields have done, and also some fly fishing. I know Jack Nichols called, and Jack, we'll be watching the show Monday. We're going to be talking about fly fishing, and as we get ready for the May fly hatch, because guess what? Next Wednesday is the first day of May, so that's going to be good on the river. The Choctawhatchee report, we just got that report from Henderson Beach State Park over there. The pompano biting, he didn't catch a bunch of them, but he did catch some. The river is muddy. I talked to some folks, they said the river is really muddy. In fact, it's slow. J.B. Hillard posted how slow it has been, and J.B. is good about giving us reports on the Choctawhatchee River system and different segments, and he talks to other people too, so we get our information over there firsthand. And his words right here have been slow, the water's been muddy, and it's just been, he talked to 4 different people on their catches throughout the river system, and all 4 of them have been slow. St. Andrew Bay system, the redfish have been catching some redfish and trout. One party had a really good morning catching some redfish on a popping cork. So I thought that was really cool. Joe Eddy has done a little bit of floundering, but again, the floundering has been on the small side. So that overall, I haven't had a chance to talk to Sea Quarters or Carabel this week, but we'll get up with them soon and find out what's going on over there. So that's our famous Friday fishing report. And remember, it's brought to us by Jessica Ling, Financial Group and Insurance, and also Matt Andrews, Hammer Down Construction. Good folks there. I had the freshwater, getting back to freshwater, the ponds have really been good this week. The Sandhill ponds have been good. Some bass fishermen have caught some nice bass out of Sandhill ponds because we had that full moon, and now they were feeding and they're spawning, and bass fishing is going to be ideal. So check out fishing is going to be good this weekend. So that's our famous Friday fishing report done in this segment. So let me work on the phone during a commercial break, and we'll try to get our picture set up for the rest of the show. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. All I had to do is just hit one button, hit the right button, so we have it back. So let's get started. Instead of our famous Friday fishing forecast in this last segment of the week, we'll catch up on our pictures and hope you enjoyed the fishing forecast previously. But we will draw for some seafood from Tarpon Dock Seafood. There's good folks around there, folks. That's the freshest seafood in town. Okay, $20 gift certificate comes all the way from Wausau. Randy Carter and that big red snapper. It'll be good this weekend. It's coming to this folks right here from Lynn Haven. Katya Pleasure. Okay, I know, get Mike to cook it for you. Good, the Pleasure family. And very good. See him every Sunday morning. Mike gives me a rundown of what he liked on the show and what he didn't like, and he's really honest about it. I appreciate it. All right, let's get caught up on our pictures. Here we go. Dana Sewell Cole last week, okay? What a nice picture in the fog, called it up. Good job, Dana. Proud of you, okay? Listen, this is interesting. FWC issues executive order for the next hunting season now. We were talking about this, and basically only during the hunting season, the feeding of deer in Zone D. The second point, the take of antlerless deer shall be allowed during the entire season in that unit of D2. And number 3, you can take up to 3 antlerless deer as part of annual bag limit of 5 may be taken. Okay, so that's the new regulation. We'll certainly talk a lot more about it before now and then. And I mentioned the quail last week from Jeff Hino. This is down at the Brothers River at Howard Creek. The flight condition quail. Some of y'all have asked about getting quail and all. That's the contact point. Here is Jeff Highnote. He lives over there on Murphy Road. And there's a phone number. Go back to the phone number there. His wife is Kay, and they have the country store there at Howard Creek. But this is good. I'm going to get some quail from him. I'm going to see if I can get them back in my house, raising some in my house. This is good. Winston. Okay, D-Lane Bourne. Winston, my husband has insisted I send this picture to you I shot on Saturday of this last week. It's amazing. This is at Bay Point. This is in Bay Point overlooking the lagoon toward the pass. So check this out. Let's see. I will certainly get my iPad next time. I'll try not to forget it. But okay, here she is right here. Check out these eagles. Is that not cool? So that's overlooking the pass there. You see the sawgrass, but look at those 2 eagles in trees. Didn't have that one flying. And look, I don't know if it's one of these territorial things where they're scaring that one off, or if they see some fish or what. But what a great picture! Have 3 of them in the picture at one time. So thank you, D-Lane, and thank your husband for encouraging you to send it to us. Okay. Talking about things coming up. This is over here in Destin, but this is the 10th annual Lionfish Festival, May 17th and 18th in Destin. And, you know, that's a special place. It may be crowded, but it's a special place. And what they do, why it's so successful, you can go eat at these different places, and I think these places will have, on these dates, will have the lionfish as part of their menu. And I've eaten at some of these places. Harbor Docks right there on May 15th. Gail and I may run back over there and get something to eat. Have great food there. So it's a cool place. And just go ahead and prepare yourself ahead of time for the crowd. But the lionfish removal and Awareness Day is important. And before, okay, the June 15th, 2024, we'll talk about this every year, the Kingfish Shootout. Now they've sort of added a red snapper and the Spanish mackerel to it. Down at Sea Quarters Marina, we talk about it, supported every year. All of that money goes to leukemia research. And what a special place and a special tournament. That's maybe my favorite tournament of the year. And good payout, and because it goes such a good cause. Real quick, Wendy sent this to me, okay? Okay, this guy, okay, Wendy, okay, let me tell you a story. Wendy and Walter, they're staying at a beach house, so they love going to the state park in St. Joe, walking around, you know, they love walking on the bay. Beautiful place. They absolutely love walking, of course, on the beach or Sunset, but also love walking on the bayside. And the other day, she called me, she said, Dad, I found this wallet that had washed up, and it was in a plastic bag. Well, they did some research and found out who the guy was. He was from up there in Douglas, Georgia, maybe, and they called him, and he was so excited because he'd lost it 2 weeks ago. Let me tell you, here's a map right here. He was down this area. Okay, I'm gonna keep it in the center of the screen. He was down here, right at the bottom of the gap area, and he was fishing off of a dock and somehow lost it. Well, Wendy found it over here at the state park. I got a state park yet. She found it on the shoreline right past Eagle Harbor, or right there by Eagle Harbor. She found it on the shoreline. So that wallet had washed out, had sort of washed out in the water, and then I guess the tidal flow had kept it going out. And see, it was funny because the guy was so excited about it, you could imagine. He said, y'all keep the $30 and Wendy had it dried out and everything. Of course, they're gonna send it all back to him, you know, your driver's license, your insurance card, and you know how important that is. So Wendy did a good deed, but it was amazing that it was found, but fortunately the guy had it in a plastic bag. I don't know how, I don't know if he was in a boat fishing close to the dock or exactly what happened on that. Real quick, got time, one more quick announcement. Well, I'm gonna talk about this more, but the Memorial Day tournament coming up at Howard Creek, James Mathis Memorial, but go ahead and put that on the calendar. What did I do? Give y'all like 3 or 4 different tournaments to put on the calendar for the month of May. Is that not an exciting time? So that's cool. I want to wish a happy anniversary yesterday to Greg Taylor and his beautiful wife. 43rd anniversary. Greg is a good loyal viewer. Appreciate it, Greg, and happy anniversary to you and your wife. You have a great weekend. Y'all do something good for someone today. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.